All right, so good to be back. So going from ukulele to guitar, excellent stuff. So we were talking about how the chord shapes are actually very similar, right? They're in a way they're actually kind of the same, right? So minus, apart from the fact that you've got these two extra strings now, and that this one is on a lower octave, right? So it used to be you'd have your these strings here, and then this one instead of being down here is up an octave, 12 frets. So what the ukulele open strum sounds like is there. So because the strings are tuned in a very similar way, the chords shapes are all similar, right? So, the most obvious one being G on a ukulele is D on a guitar. All right. So we've got minor and major. So real quick, I'm just going to fly through the 8 different shapes and talk about where to go from there. So first of all, now we're going to have to switch fingers around here. So my second finger should be your first finger. My third finger should be your second, and so on. Okay. So we're coming here. Oh no, we'll just do it here, I suppose. So we're going first finger in the middle of the G string. So normally you want it right up to the fret. Here you want it in the middle because your middle finger has to go over it and third finger has to go under it. Okay. There's A major. All right. Now, so most people play it like this with their fingers in a row, which is okay, but as we were saying, that forces the first finger all the way back here, and you're likely to get that. Okay, so there's A major. Now, C major, and remember, that's basically D on the ukulele, right? So all of these ones will have a kind of a corresponding ukulele chord that's 5 frets up from that, right? Just like it is here. Okay, so we've got C. Now, if you were to play an F like that, like you normally would, you just add in this one, and there's C. So F on the ukulele, C on the guitar. Okay, next one is D, which you know is G. Okay, so again, now with this one, just make sure you're coming straight down on the string with the third finger, right? Because obviously it has to go right in between these two without actually touching them. Okay, so that means you got to just come straight down on that second string. Okay, then the other ones, you want them both right up to the fret. Now, if you come in like this, right, with your wrist kind of straight, then the chord kind of falls like that, right, with this one too far back, right? So if you kind of just turn your wrist a little bit this way, so your hand is facing the body of the guitar, then they kind of fall right up to that fret more naturally, right? And preferably get that thumb in there if you can as well, just to block that string, okay? E major. So that is, now if you think of an A major on the ukulele, it's like that, isn't it? So with this one, we're going to replace the middle finger with the third finger, and throw up the second finger, second fret on the A string, fifth string, okay? There's E major, and then lastly, the first one you do on the ukulele, C, right, is actually G on the guitar. So all of these are open, and then the two extra ones, they're both held down. So on the second fret on the A string and third fret on the G or the E string. There's your majors. So then 5 majors, 3 minors. Okay, so if you take E major down a string, there's A minor, D minor, G. We've come across G minor on the ukulele before, I think. So that's the corresponding shape there. So first finger, first string, first fret. Second finger, second fret on the third or the G string, and third finger, third fret on the second. There's D minor, and again, get rid of that. Well, not like that, but better. Okay, and then the easiest one probably of them all, E minor. So first finger, second fret on the A string. Again, not all the way up because this one you have to fit in the middle finger as well. Okay, so there's the chords. Now, what I want you to do is just have a look at the songs that you've already got for the ukulele and see if you can play them on the guitar, right? So you might have, so like for example, we were talking about, I think there's a G minor somewhere in the list. Not sure where now, but now G minor, we'll get to this in a little while, but those are bar chords, okay? So the way you would get a chord like G minor is to take one that you already know, like E minor, put a bar underneath where the nut would be, because you can't just take it up without bringing those open strings with you. So that has to come across there. There's F minor, F sharp minor, G minor. But don't worry about those just yet, okay? Those are we'll build up the hand strength a little bit first before we tackle those, all right? So now, when it comes to strumming, you pretty much know, from the ukulele already. If you just do pretty much exactly what you were doing there, but just sort of obviously, taking into account six strings, maybe hit it a little bit harder, you're pretty much good to go already. So you've already got that work done. Now, obviously, it's not the same, but those kind of physical adjustments, you'll make them as you need to make them. So now you can go down and up with your thumb or fingers, just as you would with the ukulele. But of course, with the guitar, the pleck becomes a lot more important. You generally don't use a pleck with the ukulele. It tends to sound a little bit on the harsh side. But with the guitar, you definitely do. Not necessarily, you don't have to, but it's more common. So just get used to doing the same thing: the down, down, up, down, up, down, up, just with the pleck. Use the one I gave you there, these ones, the 0.73s, because they're nice, comfortable, bit of flex on them. They don't fight against you, so they're nice ones to get started on the strumming. Okay, so as you know already from doing the ukulele, it's just a case of going from chord to chord to chord. Okay, and the few things you keep in mind as well, the adjustments you make are plenty of pressure on the strings. Really squeeze it down. Go right up to the fret wherever you can. Your fingers should be coming straight down on the string, so not out of the way. So not slanted down like this. It should be coming straight down. There we go. Straight down, not slanted like this. Okay. Same like particularly with the D chord, for example, because there it has to. If you slouch it over this way, then it's gonna be touching that E string, and then same vice versa. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll start off with the songs you already know because we've got a good flow with them anyway, and we'll pick them up nice and quick. So yeah, whatever chords you can use on those ones. Go through them all. I'm pretty sure Wagon Wheel you can play everything with. Well, nearly. There might be the odd little bar chord in there as well, but we'll get to that stuff as well. And yeah, but the main thing, chord after chord after chord after chord. Every now and then, check them one string at a time just to make sure they're all coming out right. But on the other hand, don't be too picky. Just make the movements. Just bang, 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 over and over and over again. All right. See you next time.